The lawsuit was settled because I would have won. Not any other reason. I would have won.
Hi beautiful people, happy Monday. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. Did everybody enjoy the Super Bowl? I know for a fact that it was such debate in my house that this year's Super Bowl was the best Super Bowl to date. In my opinion, it was. So let's go back to all the other Super Bowls and re-watch it, so everybody had a different perspective on who had the best Super Bowl. But in my opinion, this was absolutely amazing. I cannot believe how Eminem does not age. Dr. Dre still definitely has it, and everybody was absolutely on point. And let's not even go there about Mary J. Blige. She looked absolutely amazing, truly amazing. So that was our weekend. I still don't understand football, so give me a break. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams, which took it last minute. My heart was so sore for the Bengals, but you know what? It is what it is. That's what happens. A lot of people won money. A lot of people lost money. I know I did say I was going to upload this weekend, and then finally on Friday, was it Saturday, we realized, holy crap, it's the Super Bowl weekend. It's like things are just coming up one on top of the other. It's like, it's so hard to keep focus and keep track of everything that's going on. So I decided not to upload the weekend. Everybody was busy with the Super Bowl weekend, and I can't fault anybody for that. So you'll probably get 2 videos within today. Who knows? So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you guys so much. So let's get into this. Please don't take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Off the back, most importantly, thank you so much to everybody that actually corrected me that this is Abby and not Lauren, that I said it was in my previous video. Thank you so much, you guys. I truly appreciate you guys for correcting me. Thank you very much. Yesterday, KJ, Sunday evening, she put this up on her Instagram, and it says Josh Duggar's pre-sentencing investigation is complete. And it has that the docket information, related docket entries, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes on and she says that Josh Duggar's probation officer completed her pre-sentencing investigation and has filed the results of the investigation under seal. The report will include all details about Josh Duggar's crime, his behavior, mental health, and other criminal behavior or convictions. The report also included a victim impact statement by a victim in the case. Now, let me stop right there, you guys. So yesterday when I was catching up on some stuff online, I saw everybody putting out a video by Emily D. Baker. So off the back, I went and I watched Emily D. Baker's video, which she did on Friday, okay? And Friday, did Emily D. Baker release that there was an impact statement made? But we're gonna get into that. So she releases this on Sunday night. The report will be used to determine the severity of the crimes and what extenuating circumstances that should be considered when a sentence is imposed. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this that I found. Well, as Katie Joy always says, Google is your friend, which, okay, fine, I understand Google is your friend. Now, you guys, I want you to pay close attention to what I had just read you, okay? And like I said, Katie Joy says, the report will be used to determine the severity of the crimes and what extenuating circumstances that should be considered when a sentence is imposed, okay? I just went and I actually Googled what is pre-sentencing. And what do you know? A pre-sentence investigation report is a legal document that presents the findings in an investigation into the legal and social background of a person convicted of a crime before sentencing to determine if there are extenuating circumstances which should influence the severity or leniency of a criminal sentence. You get where I'm going here, okay? Now, this is how Katie Joy is. She says that she's always said Google is a friend. You know, I'm not knocking her for that, okay? But she always says that she has what? Lawyer friends. She asked a lawyer about this and she asked a lawyer about that, okay? So she didn't even know what pre-sentencing was, because for Katie Joy to use the exact wording she found on Google, the Wikipedia, and conveniently left out leniency because she feels he will get no leniency, and I'm going to get to that part. She clearly in her mind feels he's not going to get leniency, which I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying look how biased she is towards this whole situation. She hates the people, I get that. So this is where she goes on now. She says, the judge has already ruled that Josh's prior acts of sexual abuse are a fact, even though he was not charged. Things can be used against him in sentencing. The court will not give time off if an offender accepts responsibility for their crimes. Josh will not be given this adjustment. Now you get where I'm coming from when I said she did not include the leniency, because as per KJ, he did not accept responsibility for the crimes. There is no sentencing date listed yet. The court anticipated the sentencing would happen in April. Now, in my opinion, we get to the bitter Betty, the petty bitch, as she calls herself. She says, the Duggar sisters are not victims of this case. We get that, Katie Joy, but you just clearly stipulated prior that the judge has already ruled that Josh's prior acts of sexual abuse are a fact, even though he was not charged. This can be used against him in sentencing. Really, Katie Joy? Once again, the Duggar sisters are not victims of this case. The statements would be from a victim in this specific case. Also, the case will remain sealed because they are child victims. Wasn't these sisters also child victims? Please do not speculate about who wrote this letter. The documents are sealed for a reason. This also does not mean anything was discovered related to his children. Again, let's refrain from speculation. The queen of speculation is telling people not to speculate, okay? So let's move on to Miss Emily D. Baker, because at the end of the day, all this, because I can guarantee there is going to be a video coming where she is going to go and say, do not speculate. This has nothing to do with the sisters. She knows fuck all at this point, okay? Because she was the one that said she doesn't think Jill will testify. Go ahead and see on her channel. She was the one to say, no, not Jill. Jill won't testify. But Jill was there to testify. Let's get back to this. So, Emily D. Baker was the first one that I could see that actually broke this, that actually came and reported on, let's say reported on it, okay? That a victim statement was made and was under seal. But this was from the government opposing to give Josh Duggar a new trial. So you guys, I'm sorry about my glasses if it glares, but I actually took notes from Emily D. Baker's video where she actually spoke about this victim impact statement.
In his in the government's response, which was just filed today, the government filed a victim impact statement and filed it under seal. That in this case, it was a case of visual images and possession of illegal images. So there is not there is not an actual victim for that case that he's been charged with. Yes, there is a victim in the images, but that is not what he was charged with. So when we talk about a victim of the crimes he was charged with, that is not who I think is the victim impact statement. But because he had the past brought to light during this trial, I assume it was someone from those past actions that filed an impact statement to support the government's motion opposing the motion for new trial or the motion for jury notwithstanding a verdict. We will not be covering what was filed under seal. It's filed under seal. I'm only going to speculate on it so far as that it would not likely be one of the children in the images that were possessed. It would more likely be someone from the past acts that were brought up. That is as far as I will go with that. So those of you that follow the Duggars more closely might have your own suspicions, but again, it's filed under seal for a reason, and I don't ever want to put out wrong information on the internet or speculative, that kind of speculative information.
Let's go back to when Katie Joy was talking about the dating destruction on her Instagram and how she went into detail and she was trying so hard to be emotional and let these tears come out. I have that on my channel and I'll list it down below. She tried her best to be emotional and to feel bad for these kids. Not that I expected anything more. This what was Emily D. Baker's words, that she would speculate it would not likely be one of the children from the images that was possessed by Josh Duggar, okay? It would be more likely that it would be someone of the past ex that was brought up, okay? So there are so many past ex that Josh Duggar was accused of. But Emily D. Baker didn't go and speculate who it was. Let's be clear about that. Okay. She is a prosecutor. She's been there, done that. Katie Joy Googles. She Googles all the shit. If you can tell me that Katie Joy did not get the pre-sentencing definition off of Google, Wikipedia, then I don't know, because it's just like, wow, what a huge coincidence this is that she's using the exact same verbiage. Now, you heard yourself from Emily D. Baker, okay? She'll go into detail about it in another video. You guys can go and subscribe, turn on your notifications, so you'll know whenever Emily D. Baker uploads and gives the whole rundown of whatever happened. So why do you think that KJ took this time to post this on her Instagram? Because clearly, in my opinion, maybe she couldn't find it, this whole impact statement situation. And then she went and she watched Emily D. Baker, because everybody now at this point is talking about how Clark Swanson actually put a filing in Washington to actually get the details of the settlement that Tati had with Katie Joy. How interesting would that be, you guys? So if Emily broke that, and this happened like, what, from Friday, it was 10 days ago, this motion was put in. Somebody feels a certain kind of way, especially the fact that Emily had to bring it up. Emily, the person she can't stand, had to bring this up. So the bitter Betty that she is, she's like, oh, don't speculate, don't. It's like, nobody's speculating, KJ. Because weren't you the one that put this up on your Instagram or something? You were the one that couldn't stop talking about the CP. In closing, this is what I feel happened, okay? Emily D. Baker released or let everybody know on how Clark Swanson wants this whole settlement that is sealed to come to light. So what will that mean for KJ? Probably, and I'm speculating here, I am speculating, is that maybe we will find out that she wasn't manipulated after all. Because me personally, my opinion, I don't think KJ was manipulated, okay? She was well on her way to defaming Tati Westbrook well before Clark Swanson got in her ear. And she just loved everything Clark Swanson was feeding her, in my opinion, or leading her in the right direction. So they basically got what they wanted and gave her what she wanted. And she wanted to say she won the lawsuit. No, Bitter Betty, you didn't win no lawsuit. You settled. You didn't get anything out of this except for the fact that they won't sue you in Minnesota. But Tati got what she wanted the most. And I don't know what could come of this. You could be in more shit if this is unsealed and the public does see what was in the settlement and what you said about Clark Swanson. So all we got to do is just basically sit back and wait and see what happens from here on out. But all I can say to you guys is please go ahead and subscribe to Emily's channel. She will be the first one to actually let us know what is going on, because I haven't heard this from anybody else to date. Nobody else. Emily was the one to check on the records, I mean the filings in court, and she brought this to us, which was like, I literally sat with my mouth wide open. And I'm thinking, oh wow, is this the reason why KJ has been trying to humble herself? Wow. And you guys, I just want to make this clear, okay? Remember I told you guys to go and watch EKC People Suck, where she actually explained how Derek was actually in Katie Joy's comments on Instagram correcting people about his wife. And then when Katie Joy asked a question, he didn't answer. But miraculously, when she DM'd him privately, he answered every question she wanted. So is Katie Joy using a sock account to get information from Derek? Because I wouldn't think that Derek would have, if he didn't answer on her Instagram in the comments, was it Instagram? If I'm wrong, I know you guys will correct me. Why would he answer her questions privately? I'm convinced, in my mind, in my opinion, I'm convinced she used a sock account and she's making it come off like Derek is corresponding with her. I'm just saying. It's just a thought. It's just a theory of mine. I'm just putting it out there. Well, you guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. Also, please be kind to one another. Be safe out there, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye, guys.